Personal story segment tonight. More evidence America's public schools are out of control. According to a survey in Philadelphia, 56% of teachers in that city say they don't feel safe in their schools, and 42% of them say they've been victims of crimes at the schools. One of those is 53-year-old Joseph Smith. On March 1st, he was attacked by a 14-year-old female student who injured his eye. Student has been suspended for 10 days. Mr. Smith joins us now from Philadelphia. Now, you look like a big guy. 14-year-old girl, how could she hurt you?
Well, Bill, I'm not a big guy, and our students have a lot of energy, a lot of strength, and a lot of power. And it happened because I asked the student, please, to get off the telephone in my classroom. And I went over to unplug the telephone, and the student said to me in vulgar language, Mr. Smith, no. And then she proceeded to hit me with the telephone across my head.
All right, well, that could happen to any individual. Getting hit with a telephone is going to hurt you. Now, is this unusual that obviously a rational request by a teacher, you don't want to tell a student on the telephone during class time, is it unusual for a violent reaction like that?
In my school, in this case, yes. I'm in a school where I say 20% of the students are very violent. And you have to be very careful what you say to the students because they don't give no respect. Okay,
so the students then in your school are 20% of them are volatile. They could do anything at any time.
Yes.
Correct? Now, is that because they don't have parental supervision at home? What is the reason that those children are out of control?
Mr. Riley, it starts at home. Everything starts at home. We all get oral history, and we learn our ABCs and our name, and you learn right and wrong at home. But you come into the school system, we also must teach you right and wrong. We shouldn't have to do that, though, but it happens. And a lot of our students come in, and 8:30 in the morning, vulgar words come right out their mouth from yard to class, and you try to not say anything about it, but you got to address it. You don't address it if it get out of hand.
If a student says to you, F you, Mr. Smith, is that student suspended, taken out of the classroom? What is the punishment for that?
Well, the punishment is you're supposed to write the student up on a suspension slip and send the student downstairs. But in my school, if a student say F you, Mr. Smith, I would have the student say, please stop saying that. She don't stop saying that, so I get you detention. And if detention don't work, I ask one of my co-teachers, please take the student to your classroom for a few hours to get him a time out. And if that don't work, then we suspend the student and bring their parent in.
Okay, so an FU gets you a little detention and a timeout.
Right.
Now, in the Philadelphia school district, there have been almost 500 physical assaults against teachers this school year alone. 500.
Yes,
it looks like the school system is out of control. Is it?
No, the school system is not out of control. It's, how can I put it into words? There's a group of students in every school. They out of control. And they're out of control because of parents, parental guardians. Their parents do not really discipline the kids. And we can't discipline the kids.
Why can't you guys discipline them? Why can't you guys segregate them, put them in special classrooms, and just take them out of the general population so they won't cause trouble?
The way the law is written, no matter what the student, be special ed or special needs student, he must be in general population with other students.
Unless he's suspended or expelled, correct?
Unless he's suspended or expelled, he's just taken out for 5 days, or she's taken out for 5 days. 5 days later, student's back in your class.
Now, this girl who assaulted you, 14 years old, is she going to learn her lesson after a 10-day suspension? She's also criminally charged in the case.
Well, I press charges on this student because the student is in my biology class, and I tried many times to ask the student, please listen, please do not do this. And the student many times would say to me in vulgar words, no. And, you know, I called the student parent in, talked to the mother and father, and they say they can't control the student.
14-year-old girl and a mother and father can't control the student?
Cannot control her.
Well, you're facing it everywhere. Philadelphia is a particularly bad school system with 500 teacher assaults this year alone. And we appreciate you stepping up. A lot of teachers won't step up and tell the truth. Mr. Smith, we appreciate you coming on and describing it to us. Thank you.
You're welcome.
When we come back.